Have you ever wondered how food and drinks have played a role in shaping U.S. history? Let's turn the clock back to 1621, to the first Thanksgiving. Imagine the scene: English pilgrims and Wampanoag Indians coming together over a feast of venison, wildfowl, fish, and corn. More than a meal, it was a symbol of cooperation and shared celebration, birthing a tradition that echoes through centuries. So, the first Thanksgiving set the table, quite literally, for the role of food in U.S. history. Now, let's turn to a time when food and drink were at the center of revolutionary acts. In the period leading up to the American Revolution, the humble tea leaf and loaf of bread were more than just daily staples. They became potent symbols of dissent. In 1773, the Boston Tea Party saw colonists board British ships to dump chests of tea into the harbor. This was no act of wanton destruction, but a carefully orchestrated protest against taxation without representation. The British government's imposition of the Tea Act had hit a raw nerve, and the colonists responded with an audacious act of defiance that would echo through history. Yet this wasn't the only food-related uproar in Boston's history. The early 18th century was marred by food shortages and soaring bread prices. The people of Boston were pushed to the brink, and their frustrations boiled over into full-blown riots. These tumultuous events spurred the authorities into action, leading to legislation aimed at controlling bread prices and ensuring food security. Thus, tea and bread, staples of life, became symbols of resistance and rebellion. As the U.S. progressed into the 20th century, both food technology and dietary health made significant leaps. Take a moment to consider your morning toast. It's a simple pleasure that we owe to Otto Frederick Rodewetter, the inventor of sliced bread in 1928. Yes, the phrase, "the best thing since sliced bread," has a historical backbone, and it's as sturdy as a well-toasted slice of Rodewetter's innovation. Now, let's shift our focus to the dinner table. Imagine a time when iodine deficiency was a widespread issue. To counter this, the U.S. introduced iodine to table salt in 1924. A sprinkle of this enhanced seasoning helped combat health issues, showcasing how a minor change in our food can make a major difference in our well-being. And speaking of well-being, the 1930s brought another nutritional breakthrough. Vitamin D was added to milk to prevent rickets, a disease that affected bone development in children. This was a significant stride in public health, proving that sometimes the answer to our problems can be as simple as a glass of milk. But it wasn't all health and nutrition. In 1938, our sweet tooth was acknowledged with the invention of the chocolate chip cookie by Sue Brides and Ruth Graves Wakefield. This delightful treat added a dash of sweetness to our lives and remains a beloved indulgence to this day. And lastly, we can't ignore the rise of fast food. In 1921, White Castle opened its doors as the first fast food chain in the U.S., forever changing the way Americans eat. This marked the beginning of a culinary revolution that would span the globe. These advancements in food technology and health not only changed what Americans ate, but how they ate, leading to the modern food landscape we know today. Food has also played an unexpected role in times of conflict. During the throes of World War II, the USS O'Bannon used potatoes in a rather unconventional manner. The crew of this American destroyer deterred a Japanese submarine by hurling potatoes at it. A truly unique use of food in warfare. In the same war, planes dropping supplies to West Berlin earned affectionate nicknames: raisin bombers and candy bombers. These aircraft brought much-needed sustenance and a glimmer of hope to the besieged city, their cargo of food symbolizing survival and steadfast resistance. And let's not forget the role of food in the final frontier. The Apollo 11 mission in 1969 included specially designed meals for the astronauts. These meals, compact and nutritious, sustained the astronauts on their historical journey to the moon. From the battleground to the moon, food has been a constant companion in America's journey through history.